So my name is Paulo Ramos. I'm a director working in the industry for over 20 years. I've been with ABS-CBN for more than 20 years. It's my first job there as a copywriter, and then I worked as an editor, and then as motion graphics, and then I started directing in 2007.
I'm Genzo Mendoza. I'm a music composer, arranger, recording and mixing engineer, and currently an audio and systems engineer for Hit Productions in a 30-year-old post-production company in Makati, which works with Disney, Netflix, and several marketing agencies.
I am Siron Parapara, an AB film student under the La Salle College of St. Benilde, and for the past 5 years, I have been a location sound mixer, a sound designer, and a musical scorer for narrative, corporate, and commercial projects.
How long? Kayo nakakahiya. Pero maybe I started around 2007. That's the time yung college ako. I worked or I recorded like a few guitar tracks for my brother who was also into audio production. And then after that, that's when I dove in talaga sa music production back in 2011. I worked at the INC Music Department, which is a religious organization, yung music production doon, where doon talaga ako nahasa sa recording with bands, recording with orchestras, recording with solo vocals. Tapos sometimes nakakapag-record kami ng popular artists. And then dun din I'm also an operator, like a mixing console operator for the SSL Duality, which is a 96 channel mixing console. That's what we use for recording, like drum, choirs, drums, like any instruments, and then orchestras.
Before I started working here, I studied communication arts in De La Salle University. So that's where we first studied sound design. And so din ako naging fan ng film. Like we studied all these wonderful films before, as I'm sure you do now. And then ang dami dun talaga na a lot of it has to do with sound. I mean, the score, the sound effects, parang I would say in the early films, half of it was about sound.
Okay, so bago tayo mag-move on sa techniques na incorporated sa sound design, dapat maintindihan muna natin kung ano ang elements nito. So, kasama dun yung dialogue, yung foley, yung ambience, yung sound effects, and yung musical scoring. For music, ito ang isa sa mga pinaka-effective na way para mag-elicit ng emotional response sa audience. Maapektuhan din yung pag-interpret ng audience sa isang eksena. Ganun na rin sa kapag malungkot, pwede ring mahawahan natin ang pagkalungkot yung audience. So, isa pa dito ay yung foley. Pag samasamahin ko na yung foley, yun ang practical sounds na naririnig mo sa paligid. Sabihin natin yung footsteps, yung pagbukas ng pinto, yung pag-ring ng isang dumadaan na bike, tumutunog na engine ng kotse, yun yung foley. Then, pag sinama po yung ambience, kunwari, nasa isang subdivision ka, maririnig mo pagbuga ng hangin, pag-rustle ng mga leaves sa mga puno, yun yung ambience, yung paligid na sounds. Hiwalay pa siya sa noise. Kadalasang kasama na siya sa ambience, pero yung noise naman, extrang bit of detail na nagbibigay ng information sa mga audience natin kung nasaan ba talaga ang isang eksena. So, ang kabuuan nun, yung foley, yung ambience, yung noise, yun ang pwede nating tawagin na soundscape. Dialogue, ito ang performance Dahil hindi lang linya ang kinukunan mo, pati yung performance nila. Bawat maliit na hinga, bawat hagulgol, mga masasabi nating magbibigay pa ng information. Ganun din sa dialogue, magbibigay pa ng extra information sa audience natin. Kung anong nararamdaman ng character sa point na yun.
Sound design, it really enhances the experience of the watcher, ay yung audience, diba? Actually, may nabasa ako before na yung dalawang yun, yung visual and the auditory, kahit malabo yung pinapanood mo. Halimbawa, may program na napakalinaw nung pinapanood mo and then ang labo naman ng audio. Mas less yung information na magigets mo. And that might cause misinformation pa eh.
For example, if you take Jaws, di ba? 2 notes, dun 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 dun, pero it incites so much fear. Di ba? Yung pagparating na yung, I don't know if you've seen it, yung mga pelikula na yun. But if you watch that film, those 2 notes just scare you and then it sticks with you. Di ba? Just 2 notes. So it can give you fear. It can also give you awe. Like in 2001: Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick, diba? The score there, ang haba-haba ng shot na yun, pero yung
We should advise you, however, that
pag
our
pinanood mo yun
preliminary
ng walang
findings
score, it's
indicate
just
that
a
you're
shot.
on board at
Pero
Niner.
nung nilagyan yun ng scoring, and that scoring is now, it's now legendary. It just creates so much excitement.
Emotional response, definitely, if there are certain scenes in a movie or dun sa pinapanood niya, sound can be used to amplify, diba? Like any situation, any setting, like happy, sad, thriller pa yung pinapanood mo, especially thriller. Yan, mahilig talaga sila sa i-enhance yun using sound.
They created that mainly with the relationship of video and sound, of visual and sound. So for me, yeah, of course it's gonna work kahit may silent film, but sound in film just puts it on another level. Sa amin, sa CCM, we're the ones who create the station IDs for ABS-CBN. So I've been directing. I've had the privilege of directing the station IDs since 2008. So the year after that was 2009. So ito yung Bro, Ikaw Ang Star ng Pasko. So when we came up with that station ID, syempre lagi naman sa SID nauuna yung kanta. And then we think of the visuals that would match with the song. So it's mainly, it's a song first, yung mga station IDs natin, it's a song first, and then it's a station ID with the visuals. So ganun siya ka-importante. So yung kwento nung Bro, Ikaw Ang Star ng Pasko na yun, it was a very timely song. Kasi nung time na yun, that was right after Ondoy. Actually, yung original na Bro, Ikaw Ang Star ng Pasko had a very different render. Masaya siya, it's emotional, yes, pero parang it's a very different sound. Tapos, nung dumating yung Ondoy, so Metro Manila was flooded and, a lot of parts in Luzon. So, ang daming nasalanta. We had to redo that, we had to rethink that kasi syempre we wanted to be more sensitive with what's happening around. So, we had to redo the song. So it was more somber, it was more sincere, it was a little bit sadder, but it was more hopeful. Tapos, doon na lang din namin ginawa na parang, okay, let's just have all our artists sing the same song. And that resonated with a lot of people. In fact, if you ask anyone who has seen a lot of the station IDs, they will always go back to that as being their favorite, like of all time. So every year yun din yung tinatry namin na hindi naman i-beat, pero parang lagpasan, because that's what people really remember up to now. And a lot of that has to do with what that song made them feel. Kasi ang timely din, no? So, ito yung nangyari sa'yo, biglang may isang ganitong kanta that brought so much
Can
hope.
relate po sila na.
Yeah. So, parang it stuck with you, it brought you hope, it just did a lot of things.
And ang cinematography, pag may nakita, ang sound ay nagme-make use din ng memory and association, kung saan pag na-link sa isang tunog ang audiences, na-link sa character, na-link sa isang emotion, magiging cue na siya para magkaroon ng interpretation yung audience kung ano na yung nangyayari sa eksena. Na-affect nito yung attention and focus ng audience through sonic cues. Kunwari, may motif ang isang score. Pag narinig ng audience yung motif na yun, alam nilang may magaganap. Ganun din for practical sound effects. Pag narinig nila, kunwari, ang isang pagbukas ng pinto na na-establish earlier as something na nagbibuild ng tension, mababalikan nila yung feeling na yun and maaalala nila through retention.
Okay, before, in the olden days, actually hindi ko na nakapag Foley before. Pero yun nga, usually Foley was like the big thing before, even yung wala pa yung digital recording eh, 'di ba? They record over like tape. If they're going to watch yung mga scenes, they're going to record the Foley. But right now, mainly techniques, napakarami ng packs, mga sounds, yung mga sample packs, diba, na ginagamit. There are a lot of paid samples and yung iba may copyright na free copyright, diba? Yes, it's a skill talaga na natutunan. Pero when it comes to sound design, yun nga is, I tend to go into yung mga sample packs and I usually, ginagawa ko dyan, either time shift ako just to fit the sound. For example, yung footsteps or yung a certain scream. Kaya na eh. Kaya na nung digital eh, diba? Paikliin mo yung sound, pahabain mo yung sound. And then nagpipitch shift ako.
The thing about what we do is, halimbawa, you are a filmmaker or you're into commercials or whatever it is that you put out there. You have to have a lot of input first. You have to watch a lot of things, diba? You have to watch films, you have to watch commercials, you have to watch documentaries, and then a lot of that is just parang naka-store na lang sa'yo yun. And when you're doing something, that's what you refer to. Like, for example, gusto ko ng nakakatakot. Para ba tong sa Jaws, ganyan? Or para ba tong sa The Shining? So, parang nagkakaroon ka ng mga reference na gano'n. Nagkakaroon ka ng library. So, ikaw, when you are trying to emulate something, you go back to what you've learned. Diba? What notes did they use in up? Gusto ko ba ng malungkot? O gusto ganito? Para rin shorthand na yung usapan. So, hindi naman sa nanggigaya kayo, but the precedent is just so long na ang dami mong pwedeng makuhaan and to learn from, so that when it comes your time to make people feel something, you have this reference that you can use. You have this library that you have learned from, and then you put that out there. It can be anything. It can be visual, it can be audio, it can be effects, anything.
As much as possible, isipin mo talaga na sound design does not start in post-production eh. Kailangan, from pre-production pa lang, makausap mo na yung director mo, ano yung gustong makuha ng mga tunog. Masasabi kong hindi mo mahihiwala yung location sound sa sound design dahil common misconception ay sound design ay lahat recorded fully after the fact na ma-shoot mo na ang isang pelikula, kunwari. And I think yung magandang practice para dun is, as much as possible, kung anong kaya mo kuhanan, kung anong kaya mong i-cover sa shoot pa lang, yun na rin ang ilagay mo for your sound design under post-production para makakapture ka ng talagang authentic na performances, authentic na mga tunog, without the hassle na gagawa ka pa ng mga sarili mong sound effects na kailangan ma-match. Dahil kahit ako last option ko na yung maghanap online ng mga archive, yung better, gumawa ka ng sarili mo na archive para sa shoot na balak mo beforehand. Ambiences, Foley, anything na makakais para sa'yo na makapture pa ang gusto mong performances sa day itself ng shoot. Isa yun. Yun for pre-prod and production. Siguro, for tools and techniques, yung baseline ko for sound design na after the fact na nakunan mo na yung mga kailangan mo is isang digital audio workstation. Kung ano mang preference mo, sabihin natin kailangan mo maglinis ng mga sound. Personally, gamit ko ay Isotope RX10 audio editor. As far as I know, yung pag-create lang ng sense of space, simpleng reverb, simpleng equalizer, okay na. Yun lang. Marami ka nang mararating sa tools lang na yun.
Other areas. Alam natin, about movies, okay, we're so used to 5.1 eh. Diba? Like, left, center, right, left surround, right surround, and LFE, which is yung sub. Pero madalas kasi stereo lang natin pinanood eh, kasi ganun. Pero right now, I think dahil yung nga binanggit ko, sound design can really help yung sa Atmos. That's more than 5.1. That's 7.1.4. So that's 7 speakers na may isang sub, and then may 4 na top speakers. Sa ceiling, ginakabit madalas yun. And Apple is like putting money into Apple Music na Atmos. Yung spatial music na tinatawag nila. That's what I'm, that's what I'm training to do right now. Like mix spatial music. They're really putting money into it. Lalo na yung mga Netflix, Disney. Kung manonood ka, meron silang. Pag halimbawa yung movie, it's mixed in Atmos, makikita mo yun dun sa title pa lang. Diba? Dun sa title card na ano. And yun nga, kung may setup ka sa bahay, mas maganda. Di ba, maririnig mo yung spatial music talaga kung paano nila dinesign yung mga like ambience music, mga ganun, yung mga reverb na nilalagay. Yun pala, isa yun sa technique na nilalagay ko, yung reverb aside from frequency. Tapos, yun nga, like what I said, like companies are putting money into spatial music right now. Kasi even like headphones or earphones, kaya na nilang magpalabas ng or mag-play ng spatial music because of those, for example, AirPods, yung ano, diba? May option na, halos lahat ng phone, even my phone, kahit sa Samsung, even like, may option na i-on mo yung Dolby Atmos. There is an option there. Na pag halimbawa, nakikinig ka nung sa AirPods mo, you can sense yung space, where is it coming from the back or from the front yun. So they're really developing this technology, which is fairly new. It just came out like a few years ago, which I think sound design will really help in that field. Lalo na yung mga ano ngayon, like if they really learn how to mix or design sound using that system yung sa Dolby Atmos. I think meron pang iba, pero yun na yung pinakabago ngayon and pinaka-leading ngayon in Dolby Atmos system. And you can see that in most cinemas, may kita mo yung plaque nila, meron sila Dolby Atmos system. Na yun nga, again, spatial audio, which is immersive, not surround. That's different. Surround is like 5.1. Ito lang 2D, it's a 2D plane. But spatial audio is like, it's a 360 talaga.
Everything. In commercials, like for example, may mga concept nga kami na halimbawa sa CCM na it's sound first. Or minsan, it's just sound. Halimbawa, meron kaming ginawang campaign before na about conserving water, tapos patak lang ng tubig yung naririnig mo. Yung mga ganun. A lot of things can come up, can come from using sound first or priority gamitin yung sound. Because like I said, it's a medium all by itself. Like yung ano namin, yung sa DZMM or sa RR, yung mga radio stations namin, group din namin yung gumagawa nun sa CCM. So, ang dami doon na, syempre may mga nag-uusap lagi, pero parang minsan ano sila na sound effects lang. And then it's, when you're listening to a radio station, tapos maririnig mo, kumakanta, nagsasalita, and then may bigla kang plug na patak lang yung naririnig. That will have so much more impact and a recall kesa sabihin mo lahat ng kailangan mong sabihin. So sometimes, it's the use of sound. Sometimes, it's holding back the use of sound and experimenting with what else you can do with it. If you watch kung paano nila ginagawa yung mga Foley, they use everyday instruments. Like, halimbawa, yung thunderclaps, parang ang ginagamit nila doon, yero. Tapos dun sa, minsan yung sound ng mga alien or halimbawa, may, saan ko ba napanood yun? Basta parang, there was a movie about an alien, tapos may kinagat siyang bone. Tapos ang ginamit lang nila, parang vegetables, parang lettuce na kinakrunch nila na ganon, or basta they use very different instruments to create sound. Like, yung iconic na sigaw ni Tarzan, it's not just one person screaming. They did a lot of layers with that. I think they even tried it ng backwards. They put animal sounds into that. So it was a layer of different sounds that created that iconic scream of Tarzan.
So other than film and narrative work, pwede rin siya gamitin sa video games. Kasama dun yung game environment, yung design ng voiceovers for characters, yung game actions. Pwede rin siyang sa advertising. Sa atake sa advertising, mas direct to the point, mas enhanced yung mga tunog para makakreate ng specific mood or feeling para sa isang product or service, mga jingles, mga sound effects, mga background music para ma-enforce yung goal ng advertisement. Pwede ba rin isama yung VR, virtual reality, kung saan beforehand gagamit ka ng isang array of mics para mas makuha mo yung sense ng space. Ano ba? Sa theater, for live sound, ginagamit din siya. Mga maraming mic na nakapwesto sa iba't ibang spot para makover lahat ng performances. Siguro, same din for radio, mga jingles, mga sound effects, background music, kung saan may pinaka-creative freedom siguro sa anything na hindi live action. So, ayun, animation and video games.
Mixing. Usually, from start to finish, dapat lang, syempre, maayos yung audio. Tapos, madalas, hindi nga na-record ng maayos. May maingay. It's your job to make sure na maririnig lahat. Diba? Maririnig lahat talaga ng dialogue. Meron yung signal to noise ratio or yung speech intelligibility na tinatawag. Laging plus 15 dB yun. Ano mo lang, halimbawa may mga sometimes bibigyan nila maraming audio, di ba? Yung mixing is editing muna. Bibigay sa yung audio, lilinisin mo. Di ba? Like for certain, yan, madalas. Pala, pakita ko sa inyo yung sound. Tapos pwede mo kunin yung captain or yan, ano mo lang specifically. O anong gusto mo kunin? Kotse, kung gusto mong reverse. Iba-ibang kotse pa yan. Honda Accord. Grand. Yan. Diba? Basta yung iba-ibang eksena, iba-iba yung lugar na na-record, dapat ma-mix mo siya ng even, hindi naman even siya, na naiintindihan siya. Lalo na pag may mga full-length movies na may dialogue, dapat yung speech intelligibility niya mataas. Diba? Para maintindihan yung movie. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, di ba, kahit malabo yan, kahit malabo ba yung
Basta malinaw.
basta malinaw yung audio, Diba? Bias ako, pero totoo yan. Diba? Kahit malabo pa, diba, yung napanood mo, basta malinaw, ang ganda nga, diba? Yung experience nga. Oh, just like music. Diba? Wala ka namang pinanonood o ano man eh. Pero nakakapag-invoke ng, ng feeling. Yan. So, when it comes to mixing, make sure na balance siya, pare-pareho siya, constant siya, na naiintindihan yung dialogue, and kung may halimbawa, nauntog. O kaya may sumabog, di ba? Madalas natin narinig may sumabog na bomba malapit. Tapos, ping! May deafening di ba? Whistle na. Tapos, boom! Ayan. Parang magagawin. Hindi naman gaganan yung recording di ba? Nasalita lang yun So, usually, na ginagawa ron is, talagyan lang ng EQ. Bawa, ano tayo na
Sorry if I,
for example, this one.
I'm sorry.
Nalagyan niyo lang usually ng
I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry.
Parang in-effect yun nasa kabilang kwarto.
parang
I'm sorry if I, I'm
o
sorry.
kaya pag nasa phone,
I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry if I, I'm sorry if I,
Na
I'm
pag nasa
effects
phone,
na.
sorry.
FUTs ang tawag FUTs.
That's
FUTAZ. So, dyan, mainly mixing, ganun. Pero, dapat maganda yung editing niya muna before ka mag-mix ng tuloy-tuloy. Yung level, i-adjust mo na lang. Like, for example, ito. Nag-add ako ng 5.
Sure you still want me to stay?
Ayan. Para marinig talaga. Kasi mas iba na yung eksena like music. Dun, lalo na sa music kasi dapat dynamic yung music maganda yung dynamic talaga. And that's mixing. Yan. Reverb. Yan pala, reverb. So, alam ko, nagsisend ako ng reverb dito. Let's just bypass this and not save it. Yung na yan, hindi naman sa kanya yun.
Please, but one must.
ano po ba ibig sabihin pag bypass?
Babypass, i-off mo lang.
I'm actually good.
Yan, di ba may music?
In that case, I'll have what you're having.
Tapos, yan, naka-bypass ito.
In that case, I'll have what you're having.
Okay.
In that case, I'll have what you're having.
Basta may nag-off kasi naka-automate na kasi yan So, reverb, kung nasan siyang kwarto, kung maingay, sound design na yun Pero, ano bang itsura? Kasi, tandaan mo, pag halimbawa nagre-record, di ba, laging nandyan yung boses laging malapit, di ba? So, ikaw bahala. Pag sa mixing, ikaw bahala mag-introduce ng layo. Diba? Nasaan ba yung camera? Nasaan ba? Sumisigaw ba siya at the end of the room? Mag-add ka ng reverb doon.
Pero ano nga ba yung roles ng sound design sa video pag nilapat mo na siya? So yung una, ito ang tumutulong sa pag-create ng seamless na transitions from one sequence to the next. And makikita natin yun dito sa isang project na sound design ko. So, through ambience, maririnig nyo na ginamit ko yung waves para lumipat mula sa isang tahimik na eksena to the next na mas malapit sa alon. So, ang isa pang role ng sound design ay ang pag-establish ng setting at ang pag-create ng sense of realism sa isang eksena. Kung gaano ba kalayo ang isang character, kung nasaan ba sila in relation to the camera, saan ba nagaganap ang mismong eksena. Yun ang isang pwede nating tingnan sa susunod na example na to.
Dumagan! Kararating nyo lang?
Hating gabi na raw kayo natulog kagabi. Sabi nila Maya.
Nakatulog ka na maayos?
Kailangan di tayo abutan ng gabi, Nay. Di sapat ang gas sa dala namin. Makulimlim na rin, di tayo dapat abutan ng ulan.
Naganda na rin ako ng kamote na pwede natin kainin sa daan mamaya. Meron pa rin tayong natirang gaas.
So from that sequence, malalaman nyo exactly kung nasaan ang mga characters dahil sa lakas ng boses nila, kung saan mo naririnig, sa left ba o sa kanan.
Kasi when you're directing, di ba, first of all, before anyone sees the film, you see it in your head. So a lot of my work is about executing that vision, making people understand that vision, and then seeing it there. And then you'll be surprised that people add on to it, so your vision becomes even bigger, even better than how you thought of it before. So when I make something, or when we make something, meron kaming music department. So iba yung audio department na yun. And they know so much about it. And what I do is pagka nakalatag na siya, I watch it first without sound. So that I know when the cut is perfect, alam ko na wala ng jump cuts, alam ko na swabe na yung mga transitions. So I watch it without sound. And then isa-isa naming dinadagdag. And then I ask them, what do you think would make this part more impactful, or parang sabihin natin, gusto ko ng parang pause dito para meron tayong buwelo, para pag binigay mo dito, nandun talaga yung emotion. So may mga bawi, may mga bigay kang gano'n. So there are highs and lows. And then kami nung mga kasama namin in CCM, nagkakaintindihan na kami because we've been working for so long, that when we make a station ID, yung visuals kasi nun, hindi lang nasa harapan lahat. We try to pepper it para every few minutes you see something interesting. And then, sasabayan nyo ng sound na parang, for this part, gusto ko medyo mababa muna. Tapos taas mo na dito sa part na to, full of emotion na. Tapos bawiin mo ulit, biglang walang sound, a cappella. So pag pinanood yung mga recent station IDs natin, laging may mga ganun. May biglang mawawala yung sound, tapos biglang a cappella na siya. Para pag binigay mo ulit yung chorus, it just, there's so much payback. Diba? Para mas overwhelming yung dating niya. So, me personally, I don't, I'll have the vision for it, but I will always collaborate with people who know more than me in that field. That's the only way you'll grow, diba? And may lagi at lagi may makakontribute sila na mas maganda pa dun sa iniisip mo. Especially if sound design is their specialty.
Number one is common sense. I think that's like common sense. So, what do I mean by common sense? Kasi of course, as humans, we experience like different things, diba? And yun madalas pag halimbawa audio ni engineer ka, or if you're a composer, or anything na nasa field mo na audio, diba? You try to experience things, diba? Parang, okay, like you're on vacation, diba? You're in a certain nandiyan ka sa Loton or nasa Alabang ka, nag-aabang ka ng you just experience na diba? You're experiencing something, and most especially kung sound engineer or audio engineer, they try to experience yun nga yung moment na yun, and they try to emulate diba? That's one of the, I think, na yun no hone, diba? Like, how can you create an experience from a different setting, from a different place, and put it in what you're doing, diba? Like what I said about you're putting people like in a scene or in a setting, diba?
So, bilang location sound mixer, ang pinaka-obstacle na madalas kong ma-encounter ay ang ingay. So, either one of the two options lang gagawin mo dun. One is noise reduction na pilit kong iniiwasan kasi mababawasan na yung clarity ng tunog. And yung second option mo is ADR or yung dialogue replacement. Ang requirement sa shoot, umulan, ay hindi mo naman pwedeng ilabas yung mic mo nang walang proper na water protection. Kailangan mong gumawa ng buong soundscape, lahat ng dialogue. From my example, makikita mo na tabi ng dagat yung eksena. In reality, ang maririnig mo doon, alon lang. So, ang approach namin doon is in-ADR namin lahat. Pero kinip namin ang lahat ng location sound maliban sa dialogue. Dahil yun yung goal na kailangan makuha ng malinis. And yun lang naman yung natatabunan. Ang nakikita kong approach for sound design, tanggalin mo lang ang kailangan mong tanggalin, idagdag mo lang ang kailangan mong idagdag. Walang labis, walang kulang. Dahil the more na magdagdag ka or magbawas ka, possibly makawala na yung essence ng sound design mo na inline sa themes, sa concepts, sa intentions na balak ng buong creative team.
Okay. So in any field that you take, expose yourself. So if it's sound design, expose yourself to all these wonderful songs that we have now, Spotify, iba-ibang ba. Also, wag lang yung sa Hollywood, wag lang yung sa Pilipinas. Explore other countries. Kasi meron din silang ibang dinidevelop. They develop it a different way. So, mas varied yung exposure mo, mas maganda. That's the one thing that I can tell you to do. And listen to all these different things, watch different things, different genres, especially the ones you don't usually watch. Because that's where you're gonna learn. And, well, kung siguro sa work ethic naman, always be reliable. Always be that person they can rely on because you have so much, parang puno na kasing library mo sa utak mo. So, don't be afraid to contribute.